Alright guys, we're here today with another one. We are going to be going through all the splicing for this 432 case. It's a butt splice, 432 to 432, just straight through splice. I'll be going over all my tips, techniques, tricks, just explaining in great detail today on how to ensure you're getting quality splices, ensure you're splicing everything correctly. And yeah, this is just going to be a free fiber optic ribbon splicing course for you guys today. So hope you enjoy, and let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, I want to get my splice machine all set up. I want my ribbons out, not organized yet, but out. Now I'm going to go check the machine, make sure we're on a 12 count, splicing 12 count. Okay, now we definitely want to make sure if it's the start of the day or if you're starting going from singles to ribbons, you're going to want to arc test at least once a day. So we'll throw it on arc test. We got some fake ribbons here, just some little pieces of dead ribbon that we can use to do our arc test. So I'll show you guys that right now. All right, so we have a machine on arc test already. It's prepared. We have our 12 fiber chucks in there. Just go ahead and line it up a little bit. You know, if you don't know how much to throw in there, it's usually about an inch, inch and a half. But you can just go ahead and measure in here. And then after doing this so many times, you'll just get an eye for it, okay? But, so, have that about that much out, inch, maybe inch and a quarter, throw it down. Now this will blink, and then once it's solid, that means you're good to go to pull. So you can hear it click, pull it out, then you have your little plastic coating, you can just flick out, okay? So that looks like it pulled through a little bit. Pull it back a little. Don't need to do that usually, but sometimes it'll pull through on you. A little bit of alcohol with the Kim wipe, corning wipe, whatever type of wipes you like to use. I prefer the Kim wipes, but couldn't find my box, so we're on the corning wipes today. Anyways, go ahead and give it a few wipes. Now, the reason I'm tapping it here is because sometimes the fibers want to crisscross with each other. And if you go ahead and try cleaving it when the fibers are crisscrossing like that, you're just going to end up breaking them in there, getting a crappy cleave, right? And you're just gonna have to do it again anyway. So a few little taps help spread them out and get them all from overlapping each other. So I have my blade forward, trash can up, push straight against. Now I'm gonna hold that firm, close, smooth click through. Right there, as you can see, we got ourselves a very nice cleave. There you go. You can see how perfect the cleave is. So you can go ahead and take this, and some guys will like to use the V-groove brush, which I use it. Yes, I do. One thing I have found though, when I do my arc test, is I like to use this in the V-grooves to give the V-grooves a cleaning inside the machine. So I'll slide this machine over a little bit here, and I'll show you guys what I mean by doing this. Now you have to be very careful of not breaking fibers because they can go shooting out, but I'm getting them in the V-grooves perfectly on an angle and pushing through. And now this is allowing these fibers to get right in the V-grooves and push out any dust. All right, now you'll be able to see on the screen actually all the dust that I actually pushed out with this once I throw this in here. All right, you can't see it right now, but when I close the lid you'll see. So we'll go ahead right into this one. Just throw it in right quick. Go along. Get the cleaver loaded up. Get your alcohol wipe out. I usually do 2-3 wet wipes, and I like to try to do a dry wipe. All right. All right, we're good to go. Quick cleave. As you can see, we got ourselves. Oh, there we go. Come on. All right, we got a nice cleave. So we'll do the same thing. Clean the V grooves out. All right, now these are nice and clean. When I put this in, you guys can watch the ends of the fibers here. There'll be little specks of dust all over them, dirt from me cleaning the V grooves out. But when the fibers do come together and the machine does its first arc to get any dust or debris off the ends of the fibers, you'll see it'll arc that off, and then we'll move forward with the actual arc test and see where our machine's sitting at. So as you can see, little pieces of dust all over it. I'm gonna shoot the arc right quick. And what's our machine? Arc too strong. So that's just letting us know we have too strong of an arc, and that we're going to have to do another arc test to try to lower the arc. All right, so just go ahead and redo it. Get that in like so. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different type of video today, guys. It's more or less a training course on ribbon splicing. I'm just going to be explaining all the tips and tricks and troubleshooting as you go along, because this is a little bit of a bigger case here today. We'll be doing 36 ribbon splices today, so I'm sure we'll run into some small little issues and little spots where you guys can learn a few things and take it out into the field. So if you ever run into it, you don't have to spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out. You can just reference the old video here. There you go. Nice and clean. Into the machine. Click, pop. Alright. Couple of wipes. Yeah, I really don't like these corny wipes, but hey, gotta use with what you got. See? Went ahead and broke a fiber on that one. Let's see if we can get zoomed in on that. You can see on the end there, the very last fiber broke. Anyways, just go ahead and give it a cleave. Strip in, and sometimes when you do have a chipped fiber like that, you want to come through and clean the pads from any dirt or debris within the cleaver here. Sometimes it sits on these pads, and that's what will cause you to get bad cleaves. Just another little tip. All right. Sometimes the old tap takes a few. Alright, there's a good cleave. Set in there nice. And let's watch for the arc. Little V grooves are off. So the offset of the fiber exceeds the allowable limit. It'll tell you which fiber it's saying right in there about our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fibers having a little trouble. So just open it up. Give them a little shift around. See if that'll take care of it. If not, we'll just go ahead and get in there with our V groove brush. Yeah, it's not liking it. So you know what? Since it's an arc test, we can just go ahead and use our cleaved fiber, anyways. See if we can get the offsets to get back to good. All right, how's that looking? There we go. So let's Arc's looking pretty good. Arc okay. So we got a 64 and a 63. Arc okay. Arc state, good arc state. Splice can be done. So there you go. Now the machine's calibrated for the arcs, so that now when we splice all 36 ribbons here, we're not going to be running into low arc or high arc, burning and having a bunch of losses throughout the FOSS. Now we should get great arcs throughout every splice, as long as we keep our offsets within our parameters, which we'll go through as we move along here. It'll ensure that we won't have any reburns in this FOSS. Again, I've spliced many FOSS, 36 ribbons, 72 ribbons, whatever the case may be, and when you follow these steps and you actually pay attention to your offsets and arc tests and really take your time with it, you can almost guarantee you're not going to have reburns, right? Now obviously you're going to have to test it to verify, but I've done a lot of cases in my career and I've had a lot of them with 0 reburns. But anyways, so let's get it right into it. I'll show you guys how I set up my ribbons for each tray and how I'm going to prep so that I'm ensuring that each and every ribbon spliced is to the correct distribution side from the feed side. All right, let's get you in a better position here. All right, so I got my first set of ribbons all set up, ready to go here. As you can see, we got F1, that's our first tube, which will be the blue tube on the 432 cable that is running through the basket coming up to tray. Now that's 6 ribbons in there, which consist of blue, orange, green, brown, slate, white, or in simpler terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, super easy. Doing the same with the other side. We got our blue from our other 432 distribution. It's coming out, and we have our 6 ribbons here, and we have them laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple. So we're just going to match right now. We're going to take 1 and match it with 1. So now we're going to get you guys on the tripod here so you can see me in action splicing, and as we go along, if we run into bad cleaves, bad offsets, anything of the sorts, we can discuss my techniques and ways of moving past that and keeping the flow of the splicing efficient. All right, so just before you start splicing as well, never forget your heat shrinks, because that's always fun once you have a nice splicing machine and you look over to go heat shrink it and your heat shrink's not there. So that'll be step 1. Make sure you put your heat shrinks on, lay your ribbons out in order, and then you can go ahead and get to the splicing. All right, let's throw you back on the tripod. All right, and sorry about the noise today, you guys. I'm actually on the side of a main road in the light industrial area, and the airport's also down the road, so you'll be hearing some noise today with the jets and traffic flying by. But anyways, so we ran blue up. Let's get into this. Our blue fiber on the top of the ribbon is running up. So when it comes out of the transport tube, we want to make sure that blue stays up all the way until it gets in the splice machine. If you were to have any twists in it, when you go to put this away with factory ribbons, it's going to look horrible. You're going to have twists, bends, everything. So tip number 1, or maybe 3, 4 in this video already. I don't know where we're at with the tips, but we'll continue on. There's going to be a lot in this one. Someone keep tallying the comment section there, please. Anyways, so blue ribbon, blue running up. You grab your chuck, come in here, place it in, right? About an inch, inch and a half, whatever it is. Sorry about that. Whatever it may be. Got our blue on 1 now. This one's you're going to really want to pay attention. Make sure that when we did add the glue to it, that no fibers crossed over, so we're not having any flips that we're going to discover when we go ahead and start power metering. So always double checking, verifying, right? So we got our first ribbon in there, close it up, boom, pop it off, and then throw this one in to start heating up, like so. And you can clean this one while that heats up. A little alcohol on here. All right. Come on, tap, tap, tap. There we go. All right. Also, want to ensure you're not having any bends, flips. Now since we run Blue Up, it usually happens perfectly where I can place it in the machine like that and it has this perfect bend to go straight in. Now it may look like there's a flip right here, but there isn't. It's perfectly going Blue Up the whole way. Anyways, one in. Have him grab this guy. Go ahead. Now with these somewhat loose tube cables, because it is spiderweb ribbon held together, but it is still not completely glued. So I don't like closing this on these non-factory ribbons, because sometimes you'll have the chance of pulling the ribbon apart and then you got to get your glue out. It's going to take you 5-10 minutes to reform this ribbon, let it dry, and then attempt again. You want to keep everything running smoothly from ribbon to ribbon, ribbon to ribbon, so you're very efficient when it comes to the splicing. Because if you don't have a system when it comes to the splicing, you're going to spend hours on hours out here trying to get these all connected and run into a ton of issues. So everybody's system is going to be a little bit different. This, what I found works for me, is my technique. So we'll go ahead, pull this color coating off. Go get it. So boom. Get that lit up, and you guys can see the first ones line up. See how they go. Alright, the machine determined our offsets were within the allowable limit, so it'll automatically just splice. If there were some bad offsets, it wouldn't have spliced. Alright, so while that's loading up, I'm going to give us some readings on our losses within the splice. We can go ahead and move that heat shrink up, get it ready. Same with our next ribbon, slide it over. Alright. So we got .02s, .01s. There is a .12. It's a little bit high. You don't really want it up that high. Okay, so with this machine, you can ever so slightly open the lid, and now you can get a perfect view of the actual welds of the glass. Now looking at this, looks very clean. That .12, it's not going to bother me anymore. Because now that I'm looking in here, I'm not seeing any little indents or squished in fibers where the weld spot is at. They all look perfectly clean, perfectly fused. So I'm going to allow that one to push through. I'll take the chance on it because from my experience, I'm viewing it through the small camera microscope in there, in which I can tell our welds are great, our fuses are great. Now, I'm also the one who's going to be testing this network, so if I'm wrong here, then, well, I'm wrong, and I'll have to resplice it. But I am 99% sure that this will not have a reroute. So we'll go ahead and pop it out like so. Keeping tension, pulling on either side here as I move this around. Get it centered properly, slide it in there, onto the next, okay? So we'll just keep doing this, repeating, going through till we get through the first 6, then we can tray those and move on to the next group of 6. That'll close off this tray. We're on to the next tray. Simple as that. See, that one pulled through a bit. The actual color coating sitting on a pad. So now if that happens where the ribbon slides through from where you're stripping it, then this will cause the cleave to be not good. So you just, before you cleave it, you can pull it back a little bit, Throw it back in there. Make sure it's not hitting. It'll be cleave. So you can see a little piece of glass hanging out on the pad there. So we'll clean that up. And yeah, get on to this next one. So we'll prep that. Boom. Couple of wipes. Bada boom. Okay. Set it in the machine. Gonna have some weird offset, I think. Oh. Somehow corrected itself, but it does seem like there may be a piece of dust in there. So we can slide that up as that loads. There's our third ribbon. Verify you got green over here. Or ribbon 3, green, ribbon 3. There we go. Another dot 1, 2, but on a different fiber now. And the rest are all dots 3s, 4s, 1s. So as you can see, still looking very clean. But let's see, mistake. I popped the fiber before removing the other one out of the heat shrink. So as long as you keep the tension on it, it'll be fine. Get it centered, throw it in. Alright. And just continue on. Same process over and over. And the odd one, you'll run into a little bit of issues here and there. Sometimes you'll go completely smooth. Sometimes you won't get one ribbon spliced for an hour because you're having cleave issues, your blade's bad, you're having troubles getting the fiber stripped, core alignment could be off, the machine could be dirty. There's all types of issues you can run into. But what it mostly comes down to is keeping things clean. Keep your machine clean. Make sure you're cleaning the fiber before cleaving it. All these small minor steps all lead up to efficient work. So yeah, this process is pretty straightforward. And there's a lot of little steps to it, but don't get overwhelmed with it. You can just take your time on the first ones, work your way through it. It takes time to learn. And before you know it, you'll be splicing 432s just like this. That one loads up. Not bad. Got our fourth ribbon there. We're looking for a number 4 over here in brown. Should be perfectly in order. Let's find out. Brown, 4. That melted down. There we go. little fuzz in the machine there. Yeah, it's definitely not going to do any good. Oh yeah, another little tip or trick. If just say you're working for a company and they give you a machine that everybody uses at the company, it's very dirty and you're having troubles with it. Oh my God, you guys see that? So that's why you gotta be super careful with fiber. Anyways, that was a full ribbon. As you can see, hold on, let's look, I broke all those off with my finger there. All of them. So that was very sketchy. Who knows where all those went? Most likely all over the table here, but yeah, definitely take your time and pay attention. I've been doing this for over 10 years and you can still have quick accidents like that, and I'm lucky I didn't get my finger jammed with it or nothing like that, or have one flick back, shoot all over. You know, you have to be very careful when it comes to fiber. But anyways, moving forward, it'll snip that off. And go ahead and restrip that. Sometimes you have too much alcohol on your wipe and your fibers won't want to come apart. You can just blow on a little bit. Since it's 99% rubbing alcohol, it evaporates very quickly. So, oh yeah, that wasn't a good cleave. We had a couple break. So we'll go ahead and get the broken ones off our pads. Okay. Adds a little cleaning. And this is an auto rotate cleaver that I have here. So sometimes you hit a bad spot in the blade. Click her through a few times and you can get to another new spot and get back to the quality cleaves. See, we broke another one. See, sometimes you'll have the odd ribbon that'll just want to give you troubles after troubles after troubles. Like this one, we blew apart with our finger and we went to cleave it. We got a bad cleave, one of them chipped. Now I just went to strip it and we pulled one of the fibers right out. This is where your patience will get tested, right? A lot of people will let their emotion get a hold of them and start getting angry with it and wondering what's going on, but it's just simple as taking your steps, taking your time, and ensuring everything's accurate. So wait till it's ready to pull. Firm pressure. Oh, we did it again. Did it again. And continue on. We're gonna run out of ribbon here. This is where it gets a little concerning, because I might have to re-glue this up a bit more. Or, you know, fingers crossed we get a good cleave here and just throw it in the machine and can continue on. See, a little bit of law of attraction and staying positive. Voila. It's in the machine. We didn't have to reglue it. So we go ahead and get to our 5th ribbon here. All that splicing. 5th ribbon there. We can organize our heat shrink up here. This one can pop out. Get that ready. Now it should run smooth for the next one. And there we go. Looking quality in there. Oh. Holy. See, anytime I put that down, it doesn't hold it firm enough. And go ahead and we'll have it pull through a bit. Like that pulled through quite a bit. Definitely will sit on the pads if I don't pull it back. So, continue on here. Good. Right, number 6 over there. Pop that out. 6 over here as well. White 6, perfect. Pop that out since it's finished. It's ready to jump in there. Through. Looks pretty clean. Looks pretty clean. Oh yeah, pretty straightforward for the splicing part of things. Now, if you guys want me to get into counts and the breakdowns of how I determine what I'm splicing to what, we can do that for sure. Just gonna have to let me know down in the comment section there. Also, if you guys are running into any issues and whatnot, I do have a Patreon on the go. I'm going to be using it as like the consulting platform though. Sorry to those that I didn't respond to right away on there. It was just kind of on the back burner of the Patreon. I wasn't really doing much with it because I was very, very busy out here in the field over the past 6 months, starting a lot of new projects and whatnot. But anyways, now that I do have some spare time because I've got everything organized, I'm going to be using the Patreon as the consulting spot. So like for all your guys' major questions, issues you're running into, troubleshooting, like anything you are running into in the field and you need an answer to, you can go ahead and jump on the Patreon there and hit me with a direct message. And I'll be on there multiple times a week in the evenings to reply to everybody and hopefully help out everyone that I can with troubleshooting and ensuring that they're going to be moving forward with quality work and least amount of issues in the field. But yeah, anyways, if you guys are interested in that, let me know and check it out. And yeah, let's continue on here. About to tray this one after we get it spliced. You guys can see the magic flip I'll show you. A little trick for the factory ribbons. So Yeah, a little pokey right there. Oh, offset. Let's see, 9.9, eh? Okay. Wasn't liking that. How about that? You like that? I did. So all I did there was just move the chuck a little bit to direct the fiber and force it down into the V groove a little bit better. And as you can see, it worked for this machine. The offsets were within the allowable limit, and went ahead and auto splice. So you can have these machines set up so they don't do that, but I find it to be a lot faster instead of having to click the button all the time. Now it looks like a very clean splice, very clean. I'll pop that out, grab this. Oh, so there's our first 6 ribbons. Go ahead and set those all down. As you guys can see now there's no flip in there, is there? It's all blue all the way up. So what I like to do is set these off to the side like so. Go ahead and grab one of the chips. Pop these down. And once that one finishes, we'll get these all organized in here. I'll show you guys how I throw them back in and get the next group out and ready to start splicing. Alright, so all 6 are finally heat shrink. To get these going perfectly in order into your chip, when it's factory ribbon on one side or both sides, I come down to where it comes out of the transport tube. I get a grip with my pinky, or not my pinky, my pointer and my thumb, and I run down the side of it like so, keeping everything in order, working my way up, trying to get right beside the splice. Now these are all sitting in perfect order. You can go ahead and double check, glue on, everything like that as you're putting them away, but I've done this for so long, I know they are. So we'll just go like this, one at a time. Never push in the center. I know it's very well known, but maybe something you don't know, but never push on where the actual center of the heat shrink is, where the bare glass was connected, okay? Always push on the outside where there's still plastic coating. So once you get one in, you can hold the rest. Pop another one out, like so. Let go of that one. Continue on. Put them away hot. If they're hot to the touch, do not let them cool down hard enough, because if you go ahead and start pushing on them while they're still hot and malleable, you will end up breaking a splice inside the heat shrink. So anyways, moving forward, now we're at this state. If I were to just try to put this in here and get this to look good, this is not going to go in there nicely. We're going to have some weird bends because it's a factory ribbon and it comes out blew up the whole way. So this little trick here is called the magic flip. All right, hold it up like this, glues all the way up, and do one full rotation like that. Okay, now pop back, come forward like so. And just like that, it sits in there nicely. You can come in with something extremely sharp and get near these. Just kidding. The chip in. I like to throw these in first. Since it's loose tube, we'll try to protect it from the tray lid. Putting the ribbons on top. See how when I threw that in there, it's still all blew up perfectly. Okay, now these seem a little bit long. Probably pulled through in the basket a little bit. Yeah, sure did. But there you you go. Now this is sitting in there. Clearly that was that one that was short on this side we ran into all the issues with. But that's okay. As long as our splice comes out nicely, there's still room in case there is a reburn. And anyways, now we can go ahead and move on to the next group. So pull these out like so. Remaining to grab right from the base. And then I know that one is the first one. Blue one. Like so. All right, get your orange tube on your distribution side, lay them out like that. Get your splice machine in the area you want, find fiber one, voila. Number two, we want three, four, five. All right, so once everything's laid out in correct order, what's the next step? Heat shrinks. You have to put the heat shrinks on. So yeah, let's get to it. Throw these on right quick. And that's the other thing. You have your ceramic bottom and then your clear top. If I'm running blue up, the clear top has to be up. Okay? Otherwise your heat shrinks on backwards. So make sure you pay attention to how you're putting these on. So that's the last thing you want, is having one upside down. All right, continue on here. There we have it. Ready for the next 6 ribbons and to finish this tray off. Get these all tucked in nice. Voila. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, we got the next group of 6 laid out. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the camera on here, and we're just gonna run it through on a time lapse. Now, if I run into any issues, we'll obviously stop the time lapse and we'll break it down for you, and then we'll jump right back into it. But yeah, this will be the time lapse spot. So let's get it.
You fell asleep on us there. Got a few phone calls, but anyways, what do we got here? Blue one.
Alright guys, so we just ran into some more breaking fibers as we're cleaving. As you can see, that one snapped right there, but it's broken twice in a row. So I thought I'd pause the time lapse right quick and explain that it's most likely the dirt up here on the pads. Okay, clean up all those, and then we'll get it stripped again and see if we can get going with it. We'll jump back in the time lapse. there we have it, you guys. Tray number 1's done. That's 12 ribbon splices. Boop. Yeah, simple as that. Basket to tray, 144 splice. We can go ahead and drop the next tray. Not as easy with one hand, but hey, we'll make it work. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Okay, pop that off. Anyways, moving forward, we'll pop all this out and get it on the table and get back to splicing. If you guys, I probably cut it here, you know, unless you want to see the time lapse. I don't know, maybe I'll record it and throw it in there, we'll see here. But yeah, as far as this video goes, I mean, not too much else we can really run into here. You guys have seen all the majority of issues running into with splicing and bad cleaves and offsets and whatnot. For the most part, as long as you keep your equipment nice and clean, you won't run into too many issues. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this free little training course on ribbon fiber optic splicing, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. We got plenty more coming out as the days go on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.